Hello there folks, Jiminy Critic, and as you can see, we're going to review the movie today called The Spirit. The Spirit. This was released on Christmas Day, and basically this is a movie made from a comic book series, I think a graphic novel, as you might call them, called The Spirit. Basically this movie, I'm going to tell you right up front, I was thoroughly disappointed and sometimes disgusted with this movie. Now let me explain myself before I pan the movie for no reason that you know about. The movie was directed by Frank Miller, who was heavily involved in the movie Sin City, a recent release, and the movie called 300. Very graphic, intense, graphic novel, many CGI effects types movies. And both of those were pretty well highly acclaimed when they came out and had many avid viewers enjoying them. Well, this, Frank Miller is the one directing this particular movie called The Spirit. The rating is PG-13, and I'm going to give you this again, a very, very strong PG-13. In my estimation, I was kind of surprised it was not an R rating just because of some of the violent nature. You're obviously going to have battles here and there between good and evil, between the good guys and the bad guys, but they seem to be very violent, but stylized, heavy CGI effect type violence, non-realistic violence in this movie. The movie stars somebody I'm not real familiar with named Gabriel Macht, and he is the person who plays the Spirit. Scarlett Johansson is in this movie playing a bad character. Eva Mendes is in this movie playing another bad character, and of course the perennial movie favorite, I think he's in about every movie that comes out, just about, Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie, and he plays a character named the Octopus, which would be interesting. He's called the Octopus because he's the bad guy, the dirty underworld crime boss in this movie. He has his tentacles in everything, so he's called the Octopus. And as you saw from this particular clip you just watched, the Spirit and the Octopus have battles every so often between good and evil between them. The reason that I can't give a good review for this movie for myself is I'm not into the comic book story. I don't know much about the comic book background or story. I just watched this movie for the movie itself, and I'm telling you, the story of this movie was all over the place. Yes, a lot of money is up on the screen. Yes, there are lots of special effects. Yes, it's very stylized, but I just did not think... I was looking at my watch a number of times for the movie to see how much time was left. I actually got that disgusted and bored with it at times. Maybe some of you comic book devotees and people that are into heavy effects would enjoy the movie for that reason, but the story itself, I'm telling you, there was one point in this movie where the character that plays the Spirit is being tortured, and I'll use that word, going to be tortured by the character of Samuel Jackson, the Octopus, the bad guy, because of course the Octopus wants to rid Central City of the one good guy who's going to help save the city when it's in trouble. And I'm not going to explain all about what he's going to do, but this whole scene took place in a Hitler-esque Nazi fascist setting where Samuel Jackson and his assistants are in full Nazi garb, head to toe. It's like you're watching an old World War II movie that went bad somewhere in someone's bad nightmare. I mean, that scene just totally threw me off. I don't even know how it fit into the movie, how it fits into the story, but it actually just kind of offended me when I watched it, and I just thought, well, where is this going? The script is nowhere, the story's nowhere as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not going to give you a recommendation to see The Spirit. You're going to have to check it out for yourself and make your own decision. But this particular case, I did not like The Spirit. It left me with a bad spirit.